Hello, hello. I'm live back at your screens. So, there's a lot to talk about today in the land of friendship. In the land of friendship, there was so much that happened this week on social media about friendship. I just want you to make sure that you can hear me. I'm getting used to these things. One tour, one tour. Yeah, in the land of social media, there was so much that went on about friendships, and of course, I love this topic. Um, I think it's important to say that I love relationships in general. Relationships are rich and full of so many different dynamics that we can learn from. The reason why I haven't yet spoken about romantic relationships is only because everyone talks about that. Everybody thinks they're an expert on their years of relationship and like to give advice. And I won't say I'm an expert. That's one area I don't say I'm expert in. I am married. I am a psychotherapist. I do couples work. I've had couples therapy. I've had all of this different individual therapy for years, all of this different stuff. But doesn't make me an expert. But I think I just have a little bit more substantial opinions because of training and because of, research and work, right? But I don't want to go into it yet because I think with relationships, it is so GC and it predominates when we think about relationship conversation. It predominates. Then family, like usually like maybe siblings, not even siblings, it's usually like mother and child, father and child, potentially. Maybe siblings and then friends. So I don't even know if siblings gets discussed about the way we talk about other family dynamics, but we definitely know friendships and sibling relationships are usually last. And because sibling relationships can be very much like friendships as well, it's talked about the least. And I really want to bring attention to it because I think the reality, truth, not everyone's in a relationship, not everyone is actually engaging in relationships. A lot of people have been in situationships. They are relationships, but what I mean is with all the relationships that we talk about start with our family or lack thereof, and it impacts our not only our romantic and friendships. And I know some people believe that you can have terrible romantic relationships and not have friendships, or maybe that's the case. But I think that usually there is a pattern. Doesn't mean that all of your friends are terrible if you got terrible romantic relationships. A lot of people actually end up having really good friends and just terrible relationships, romantic relationships. But you do have one or two that is very similar in a romantic relationship. You might have one or two friends that technically treat you the way you are treated or the way you even treat your romantic partner. So just wanted to give a reason and a backdrop of why relationships are so important to talk about, and all types of relationships, from your mother and father to your siblings, to your friends, and of course, most importantly, our relationship with our Heavenly Father. We don't give credit enough to the fact that our family relationships, those early dynamics, really set us up and sometimes impact the way we relate with the God, with the Godhead. With God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. So, let alone with other human beings, I think we give ourselves too much credit that we are aware. Like the amount of clients that would say, "I know myself," and then after working with me, like, "Bro, I didn't know what I thought I knew." And it's like, yeah, I was like that. I came into therapy, eight, I don't even know, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, nearly 9 years ago. I came into therapy, yeah. Confident that I knew myself. I was like, I'm very self-reflective, very self-aware. 2 years on, I was like, oh, I really wasn't, was I? What we think we know, we don't really know, right? So whenever I hear anybody saying that they're very self-aware, self-reflective, and then they haven't gone therapy or haven't had personal development, they're not very good at hearing feedback from people, it's a lie. It's pride, really. But pride can cover itself up as insightfulness. So I want to talk about some of these things that occurred. I'm just trying to think of the best way to do it because there is quite a lot of stuff to show. So I was scrolling on Instagram, right? I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across this post. To be fair, I didn't really pay attention to it because it was like one of those things you've got to like zoom. Yeah, you got to zoom in to see the writing, and it was just like, I ain't got time. I have not got time to do that. Then I thought, you know what? I want to bring something today. I want to bring something. So I said, let me go back to what I saw. 'Cause I had a feeling of what it was about. I just didn't go into it. And I read it and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, this is a little something shot in. So somebody, and it was the person that reposted this was not the person. Somebody reposted this on Twitter, and then I think it kind of went viral because the person that actually did share this, I believe, posted on her personal Instagram. So these are normal people. They're not like big influencers at all. A few thousand followers. So the reason why I say that, because sometimes, you know, with influencers and stuff, it can be very much like, you know. So I'm just getting it ready, so I can present. Okay. So this was what was seen initially. Well, by the majority, some people saw the first things first, right? So there's a precursor to this, but I want to just show this first. The precursor to this message is that the woman who, I guess you can say, is wronged in this situation put up pictures on her Instagram story, and then this was revealed. So there is a woman. I think I need to get their names, right? I'm going to show you pictures of them. There is a woman. What's the name of the woman? Let me get the names of the woman before. Can you even see the screen? Let's see what you're seeing. Good. You're seeing the folder, right? So that's good. You're seeing the folder, so you're able to see what I'm trying to look for. This is the woman who was cheated on. Can't remember her name, so let me just call her woman A. And I believe this is the woman who did the cheating. This is the betrayal. This is the friend. This is the enemy. This is the betrayer. Yeah. So let's call her betrayer. Yeah, let's call her betrayer and call her. Oh, I need to call her something. I can't remember the names right now. Let's call her. I haven't got my phones, so I can't even get their names. But let us call this one the mother, because she's a mother. Yeah. So I'm gonna call her the mother. And I'm going to call her the betrayer. That's the best way to put it, yeah? The mother and the betrayer. And they were friends. So the mother and the betrayer were friends. So what happened is the mother decided, today I got time, cuz today I've got time and I want to expose. She says that she was in a better place and she just wants to say, you know what? This is what happened. So what occurred was this lovely lady, I don't know, let's see if we call her lovely. Do me right, we can go all time. We can move fast, then rewind. When you put your body on mine and collide. Do me right, we can go all time. We can move fast, then rewind. So the betrayer posted a video of her. Yeah, this betrayer posted a video of her and this guy. So the mother felt, I got time today, because the mother, yeah, I think his name is Ade. They're all Nigerians living in South Africa. Anywhere Nigerians go, it's around my footloose. I can say that because I'm Nigerian, you know what I mean? But there's the drama in every person, every country. But you know, Nigeria, we like to bring drama. The day of our elections, I'm talking about this. Okay, so this guy Ade is the father of the mother's child. They were in a full-blown relationship with a full-blown child, I think a daughter, with a full-blown child. Like, they weren't married, but they were living together, so they were in a long-term relationship. The betrayer was the mother's really good friend, and the betrayer introduced the mother. The mother introduced the betrayer to, let's call him King Ade. You know, Ade means crown. So let's call this guy King Ade. Yeah, are we getting a picture, right? So King Ade and mother were in a long-term relationship of a number of years. Mother and betrayer were friends, right? So I just want to give you the backdrop, right? So when she saw this video, she was like, we can go all time. We can move fast, then rewind. When you put your body on mine and collide. They look all in love. You're like, black love. Until you find that, bruv, this is sneaky love. This is some sneaky deaky love, okay? So Yeah. So now let's read the text message because the message is very interesting. So the betrayer is now messaging the mother after she has exposed how the betrayer and King Ade got together. The sooner you come to terms with the fact that we were never friends, the better for you. This friend narrative that you keep pulling is getting worn out. You are beneath my level of people. I never regard as a friend because you are dumb and you act like an illiterate with nothing to lose. So the betrayer is really coming hard with blows already, right? So maybe when you first read this, you're kind of trying to work out what's going on, right? Because you can't take sides at this moment when you don't fully know what a situation. Again, to me, it's not always about sides, but it's that kind of naturally the audience naturally had to take sides. Oh, should I support the betrayer? Should I support the mother? He say, she say, right? But already you're like, we were never, the person saying, the betrayer saying, we were never friends. Like, stop playing this narrative because presumably she's saying my friend betrayed me by sleeping with my partner behind my back and then now in a full blown relationship. She's like, we were never friends though. So she's trying to justify, yeah, this is how I see it. The betrayer's trying to justify, I'm with your man, but we're never friends. I don't owe you nothing. I ain't got no loyalty to you. While you're busy putting me on blast, yeah. So again, the betrayer showed her and King Ade all happy and lovey. You know, it's literally what do you call it, Valentine's? So I feel like part Valentine's. The mother said, "Okay, you know, you finally have shown him. I think that was the first time that she publicly shown him. You have finally shown him. It's now my time to say the narrative." Again, these are not influencers. Nobody really needed to know. So you could make the one point I would say that if she posted her video, only you and those close around you and those damn knew the issue. The world didn't know. So you posting it and then posting this message that you've got, you know, you've I guess that's your revenge, right? That's the revenge because you didn't have to do all of this. That is true. That is true. However much you've moved on or not, you could have just sent it to WhatsApp to your bedroom. Like, look at her now. Like she did it. That's what that's what I would do, right? If I'm in a situation like that. People say, "How do you know what you do?" I've been in some crazy situation, maybe not like that, but you want to say something, but is it worth it in the end? You just expose your business. It's quite embarrassing. No, I will message all my bedrooms and be like, this is the situation. And maybe I might be a little bit petty and message our mutual friends in it. But exposing to the world, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. So that is what I do agree that was it worth it? No, maybe not, but it's worth it for me because I got to talk about it. So obviously, she put her on Front Street, put her on blast. Nothing you've done till this day will phase me because you and I both know how much you never liked me from day one. Your fake friendship towards me, I clocked a very long time ago. So the betrayer was saying that the mother was fake towards her, and she's saying that I know you never liked me. Okay, so you knew that, but you still hanged around with her. Like you've got to call a lie, right? What she doing is to me projecting. So I've read it already. So I'm already putting in what I've already thought of and considered. She's projecting because in all honesty, right? If this can never happen to me, but if I somehow was in a relationship with a supposedly good friend of mine's relation. Okay, forget being with somebody who your friend was with. We're talking about you cheated on, like you was with my man, up smiling up in my face, coming to my events with my man, but you two together are doing the sneaky dinky link, right? We're not talking about time has moved on, you guys fall in love, and I'm still vexing her. We're talking about you cheated on me. You cheated on me with my partner. Yes, the partner cheated, but we're talking about friendship right now, so we're focused on the girl. Yeah, the girl code. Okay, so the girl that did the cheating, the betrayer, is saying, but me and you weren't bedrooms though. So if me and you weren't bedrooms, why were you always around me though? Not for me though, for my man in it. So really and truly, what she's saying is, I was the fake friend. And even if it was the case that the girl didn't really like her, right? That means that gives you even more credence to say, like, well, you did it because you wanted to hurt her. She didn't like you. You were upset that she's playing in your face. So you thought, okay, I'm going to get her back. So this does not make you look good anyways. Like this is what shows you, yeah. When people are in sin and depravity, when people do madness, the way they try to make it make sense can't make sense because then either whatever angle you see this, you will always be the one that is the perpetrator. You can never claim to be victim. Even if you're saying this girl, the mother did not like you, right? did not like you, why would you hang around with somebody that you like? You know, I'm being very honest with you, right? I'm likable, but there are people that don't like me. If I know someone doesn't like me, I cannot hang around with you. It's very uncomfortable because most people, unfortunately, are not mature enough to not like you and to be cordial. Most people can't be cordial when they don't like you. If I don't like you, I can be cordial. If I think I can be cordial. You don't even know if I don't like you. Why would I make you aware that I don't like you? I'm not paying. I haven't got time. I'm not paying my bills. So anyone that I don't like, which is very rare, because I can't not like you unless you do something to me. I might not like something about you. I might discern something, but I try to bracket that because I understand that's a subjective experience that I'm feeling. On what objective grounds can I say I just don't like that person? I can say to somebody who, like, let's say a friend brings a friend, I say, I don't like that friend. To you, my friend, I don't like your friend, or I don't like that. But I'm not going to be going around to a person, I don't like you, acting a certain way when you've done nothing to me. I just find that delusional. And we live in a world where you've done nothing to somebody, they just don't like you, and they will make you feel bad that you've done something to them. It's like, bruv, bracket your emotions. Are you not mature enough to just act cordially? You don't like your boss, but you still work there, and hopefully you act cordially. Like, come on. So this is the point that I'm making. Most people cannot be around people that they don't like. So that means if you felt she didn't like you, you didn't also like her, or whichever came first, whichever's dislike that came first. My issue is, I would not be friends with somebody who I think that dislikes me. Nor would I be sleeping with a person and partner. But if I did do that, it means that I want to get you back. I envious. I was jealous of you, or I hated you so much that I thought, let me get with your guy, and I could get with him, but I'm going to pretend because I know you don't like me. It doesn't make sense either or. So that's where you can either say she's cap, or she's just showing that she was envious or and jealous. I hope that's making sense, because you got to really think it through, right? At this point, most of us only saw this message. I didn't see the pictures before. I had to go and search around and say, what's preceded all of this stuff? Nothing you've done till this day will faze me, because you and I both know how much you never liked me from day one. You said, now this is a bit, you constantly talking about me to your ex. How do you know? That means her ex, so the mother's ex and your current boyfriend, betrayer, has told you that she constantly talked about you. Now, that could be true or not, because unless he's able to give evidence and say she said this and go, he would only know because you didn't tell him that. How do you know she's constantly talking about you? You know, men say many things, right? That's what's just really weird. I know you should trust your man, but if your man is involved in any kind of freeway situation and he's been sneaky, he's like the mother of his child he was with, and he's cheating on her with you. The fact that you believe him shows you women are delusional. Yeah, in this case, these type of women are delusional, because there is no way I'm going to believe you. It's like, to me, yeah, hold things with your chest. If I'm doing something wrong, I'm doing it wrong. But if I'm doing something wrong with you and you're wrong, I'm probably not going to believe what you say because I'm like, yeah, right now you're a liar and a cheat, so I actually believe what you say. So okay, so the ex has said that the mother's been talking about the betrayer, and the constant nagging about me behind my back was what made him notice me in the first place. We don't know if that's true or not. So, and that can happen. Men can say that, like, you chatted about your friend and then I start to notice her. So who knows? You're a toxic, bitter little girl and you need to heal. This was all you're doing. And between you and the God you serve, you know this. Wow. And the God you serve. So basically trying to say that, because she said something that what God cannot do does not exist. Yeah. That thing that she says is a line, particularly from a Nigerian preacher that says that. So it's a big thing that everyone says now in Nigeria and I guess around the world. So she's trying to say that my God is bigger than your God, because, you know, she said God in the capital letter in this text, and then in this text saying small God. So basically she's saying that, yeah, it's your fault that I cheated on your man. Wow. You were not my friend, never was my friend. You are nothing but a fan who was trying to get close to me. You've been a silent hater since day one, and you're only pressed because he chose me. So this is what I find so interesting, when women feel like they've won because they've got somebody else's man. It's crazy. And the thing is, you wonder, she's probably heard women say that the man ain't the prize, especially if you get him this way. But in that moment, you show you how logic leaves the window, and you repeat the same nonsense that has been repeated from ages past that always found out to be stupid. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is delusional behavior. You're nothing but a fan. Okay, you've been a silent hater since day one, and you're only pressed because he chose me. You can't stand the fact that the one person you tried to tear down so much in front of him and to others, especially your so-called friends, is the same person he chose to be with. That's the real tea. No, not really. It's not the real tea. It's actually disgusting tea. Why would you take somebody else's leftovers like that? If you don't like somebody, yeah, why would you be with their partner? It's really weird, but when I don't like somebody, and it's very rare, if I don't like anybody around them. Do you see what I'm saying? Most normal people don't like somebody and you got a partner. I'd be like, ew. And have I been in a situation where a person that I don't like, I've been in situations where guys move to me. I'm like, I swear I saw you chat to that girl and I didn't like the way the girl was acting. I don't know the girl. It's not like I know the person, just like maybe you're in an environment and the girl's acting a certain way. Maybe this guy's moved to this girl and then he comes to you. I'm already put off. I feel like if a guy that I like can't choose, it sounds really bad here, but that's why exes are for a reason. I don't know your exes. But if I somewhat know an ex or know someone you've dealt with and I don't like their character, it really puts me off because I start to think, are you a good job? Why are you moving to me and you've dated that? I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about like just the way a person comes around, right? Same way if you've ever met a person who you've dated and then they date somebody else after you, think, I don't get it, bruv. Like I met a person who dated somebody after me and we were all shocked because the personality was different. He was even shocked himself. The personality, I think he just got in there. He just didn't know how to get out of there. But it was a shocker because the personality of the person was so opposite to me. And you could see the non-connection. And even anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is that to me, it shows a level of self-worth when you value yourself enough not to be second leftovers and to actually judge the person based on who he's dated before, because it tells a lot about a person. How long has it been? Have you healed from that? Is your picker good? Is your filter good? Because maybe you meet a person who wants you to be a slave because all his girls were a slave. You're thinking you got the wrong person. You got the wrong one. You've chosen the wrong one. You sit down and heal because I ain't the girl for you. Yeah. Let your minions know exactly how you are and stop lying to make yourself look good. You've already made yourself look stupid by putting your business out there for everyone to see. And quit with the fake accounts, screaming desperate and mental. Who knows? That some of these bits are so unnecessary. It's not important, irrelevant because we don't know. She's not showing. There is no other evidence to demonstrate that these accounts are you. So she can be saying anything. She can believe in anything. Who knows whether it's true or not true? The thing is, even if this girl is doing all of this stuff, yeah, you've done the greatest bad. Like 2 wrongs don't make a right. But if you, God forbid, murder somebody and then I slap you after that. You can't be like, after you slapped me and you got your friends and family to slap you, bruv, you murdered somebody, bruv. Like, come on, let's call it a spade, yeah? You slept with the father of my child as I was in a relationship with him. You knew me, we were friends. We're not talking about a side chick. I'm talking about you were my good friend. You praised our relationship and you were sleeping with the same man. And then we break up and then you're together. Oh, we break up because of that, I guess, the cheating. And you are now going to be the potential bonus mom to my child that you were once the auntie to. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So there's nothing that this betrayer can say to make the mother look bad. But when somebody is so much in, when someone has made their bed and their bed is wrong, but they want it to be right so much, they will try to make everybody else look bad. And only silly people will fall for that. Most people with rational minds will say, unless she kills you, I don't think it's worth her dying for, or she does something really else diabolical, there's nothing the woman can do, even if she is following you on fake account, even if she is pestering you. I'm so sorry, that does not compare to what you have done. The trauma that you have caused the mother and her daughter, that doesn't compare. She has to do something on the same level, which could be sleep with your dad, sleep with your brother, I don't know, something murderous. At that point, then I would say that you are on the same level. It's disgusting. You shouldn't be doing that. You can't be doing that kind of level of evil towards somebody after they've done something to you. It never ends well. But anything else below that, come on. I'm so sorry. I don't think even if she sleeps with him back, honestly, that's terrible and bad. It's embarrassing for her, but it shows you the man that he is. I wouldn't even be surprised if he did try and sleep with her, and if she did it just to get you back, and then you'll be sitting here cussing her out. Like, how can you sleep? So you are not showing yourself to be any better, sis. You're even showing yourself to be worse, betrayer. Whatever narrative suits you, please run with it, as long as it makes you feel better. We are happy and very much in love. So thank you for introducing me to my man. After all, what God cannot do does not exist. Wow. The blasphemy of the situation is quite scary. Stop texting my man, and for the love of God, stop harassing us. Focus on your blessing and use energy in making sure you raise a beautiful girl that doesn't end up being like you. That bit was just, I think, such a low blow that all the others low blow, but I think going to the child. Anyways. Also, you need to get your act together and stop acting wild every time you know we're together. You look dumb. No, she doesn't. She looks hurt. She's traumatized. She has every right to be in this way because her so-called friend and her love of her life got together behind her back. We're not talking about years later. We're not talking about I end with you. We're talking about you were with you. He was dating both of you, bruv. She was doing sister wives without knowing she was sister wives. You knew, but she did not know. Don't you understand the level of betrayal and trauma that is on trust on all sides? She might have expected it from King Ade, and a random chick. She didn't expect it from somebody she called a friend. While you're stalking my page, I hope you're taking notes on how to act. I am not your mate. I am not your friend. You are not on my level when you wish you were. I am not your mate. I'm sorry, you have to say that. I am not your mate. I am not your mate. You got to do it with the Najat effect. You know what I mean? It's not, I'm not your mate. I'm not your mate. It's, I am not your mate. I am not your friend. You are not on my level, which you wish you were. So every time you ask yourself why, Adeola, remember that. Let me say this to you. This young woman, betrayer, I pray for you for mercy, because the level of pride and vindictiveness you've acted in, not only the act that you did, the continuous acts that you have done, this as well, shows me the person you are. And you know nothing good comes from this, right? So when you break up with him or he does something to you, please come out publicly. Okay, let me, you know what? You may not have to, because to be fair, she exposed you, true. So you didn't ask to be put out in public, so you don't have to. But what happens is a lot of people who, whenever they do this nonsense, where are they when things go wrong? They say, I need privacy in this time. When you guys break up, because it's not a matter of if, it's about when. Sounds bad. I'm not wishing bad. Actually, I have nothing wrong. I don't think this is right. So I don't wish bad. I just know the inevitable likelihood that you're going to stay together is not. The only reason why you might even stay together because you feel like the world is against us. Like you do wrong and strong and together and stubborn. The reality is what he's done is out of order. What you've done is out of order. The legacy that you're going to create out of this, probably, I wouldn't even be surprised if you get a child from this. This is how disgusting it is. Who is he? Has he got money? Like, is it that he's got money? And it must be, because your thing is about us, Naija girls, and I'm only saying us so I can act like we're together, but me, I'm not in this boat. The way we do madness to each other, I love my country, but we can be so diabolical. This is a level of diabolicalness, And the reason why I say this is that there are people in Nigeria that will be doing juju. And then when you find out they're doing juju, they are offended. Look, I went to Nigeria and I realized what went on in Nigeria. I just got to say this to you. When I was in Nigeria, I've seen situations where, let's say you park your car in a space. I park my car in a space. And then somebody comes and blocks me. They shouldn't park there, but free for all. They block me. Then I come out and I'm looking for the person. I've got an appointment. I'm like, oh my God, I need to get out of the parking space. I finally find the person, say, you blocked me. They get offended. They are telling me that I'm in the wrong. Who told you to park there? Huh? No, I parked in a legitimate bay. You parked in front of me. You're not meant to park there. They will be offended at you for telling them that they did something wrong, and they will tell you, and they genuinely believe that you're the one in the wrong. That's the level of delusion that not all, but some people in Nigeria behave. The same with relationships, right? I could be married to this person. My good friend may have even met the person first, but me and this person got together. Then they start doing the thing. I find out, and she'll even say, but I met him first though. Why are you upset? I met him first. If without me, you wouldn't even have met him. The Bible talks about this, where it says that, people will justify the most ridiculousness of behavior. They will justify it. So we're living, that's why you really got to consider your friends, because that's why you need to know what they believe is. That's why I do believe I can have friends from all types of different backgrounds, all types of different, even beliefs, but your values. If your values ain't the same, that's why all my friends ain't ever been this type of drama. Because if I find out a friend of mine has cheated on another friend, I don't think I could be friends with that person. I can't be. How can I be friends with a cheater, bruv? That's why human beings are weird. You could be friends with a cheater and be like, well, she ain't done it to me. When it occurs to you, you're shocked. I'm so sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. If a friend can treat another friend a certain way, I am not off limits, bruv. I ain't special enough. You're waiting for opportunity to do it to me, or I'm just fortunate that my man will never sleep with you. So I have to have friends of integrity. If my friends do unintegral things to somebody else, yeah, and they don't care about it, they're not repentant about it, me and you can't be brethren. It actually annoys me. It will affect me. It will affect our relationship. It ain't my business, but it affects because the way you are outside to other people is a reflection of our relationship. Because I expect that if you treat me nice, you probably treat others nicely. I'm not saying that you treat them the same way because we're not as close to them. But if you can do X to somebody else, bruv, you can do X to me. You can do X to me. Okay. Wow. So that in itself has wow. Sometimes, yeah, that was just a bit mad. That was a bit mad. That was a bit mad. Yeah. So let me show you the videos that she was trying to show, like their friendship. I don't know which one's in order, so I'm just gonna play. My friend pictured with my other friends at our baby shower. Your enemy is closer to you than you can imagine. Honestly, Judas was Judas was the 12th disciple. Not 12, I mean, he was one of the 12 disciples. So if our own Lord Jesus Christ can have, and he needed a Judas. So the reality is he needed a Judas. But that's the point. If Jesus Christ could have a Judas, then what stops many of us having? I don't think everybody will ever experience that. No. I know many people that have never experienced a betrayer. Like up until now, I haven't experienced a betrayer, so I pray I don't. But the reality is many people will. And sometimes it's because you're off. See, the thing about Jesus, he knew Jesus was the betrayer before Jesus betrayed. He knew Jesus was the betrayer before Judas even before of betraying. That's Jesus, yeah? But some of y'all don't know until you get betrayed. So that is a key difference.
Yeah.
The saddest thing about the betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. It comes from friends and loved ones. Better to have an enemy who slaps you in the face than a friend who slaps you in the back. I totally agree. A friend that constantly wants what her friends have. This isn't the first time she do this. This isn't the first time she do this, but will definitely be the last. So I think this is the friend, the betrayer. She is showing King Ade and the mother. You can see the love. You can see the love. They were friends. They were legitimate friends. This girl. And if they weren't, that means you. And if they weren't friends, yeah, if they weren't friends by the mouth of the betrayer, then she is the one that was pretending. My friend flew down from Cape Town to surprise us at our baby shower. So obviously they live in South Africa, maybe in 2 different cities in South Africa. FYI, they were already dating without my knowledge. Bruh, that is the bit that is crazy. The friend can't justify. You know what? Yeah, just own it with your chest. Say, yeah, and what? I did this and what? You know? That's the reason why you realize that a lot of people that do this, they can never own it with the chest because they know deep down it's wrong. Own it with your chest and say, I did it and what? I can't even. There's no respect even if you did own it with your chest, but at least you can say, fair enough, you're consistent. This one shows you you're yaggy, 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 like you're not serious. Wow. Is there anything else? She went to lunch with us and even took pictures of us. She won't stop chanting my fave couple. Oh, that's the name, Manira. You see, the name finally came in the end, but let me keep calling Mother. So Mother was saying that she was like, oh my God, you guys are couple girls. Honestly, yeah, it happened this once, years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago. I did a Bible study, and there was a girl and a friend of mine that was dating. And I didn't know at the time, right? But she kept saying me and my friend should get together. I found it weird. When I found out they were dating, during that time, I said, huh? How can you be dating a guy, but then because me and him have got such good chemistry and we're very close, or we got in very close, let's just say. It didn't last, but we got very close. I guess your jealousy, instead of just being quiet, you kept pushing the narrative because everyone else was saying, "Oh, you two together," and it was like, "No, I don't like him like that. He doesn't like me like that, right?" But we just got close as friends. I mean, we've known each other since we were children. We went to the same primary school together. But it's so crazy that I guess you can call it girlfriend, was pushing us together. Do you see what I mean? Now, that was no situation where I was in a relationship with him and then they got together behind my, no. But it was the idea that you two were in a, or you two were trying to get to know each other, but because of our relationship, you felt insecure. So you would then project in a way and say, "Oh, you guys be together," but really you don't want us to be together because you're trying to be like, it's weird. So it just shows you how people can be. So she is literally saying, "You guys are couples goals, but me and him are together though in the low." As a subtext. You are couples gold, but me and him are together on the low. That is the subtext here. Oh, I don't know if you can hear my stomach. I'm hungry. I ain't had breakfast. So the day after I introduced my friend to my baby daddy, FYI, we were in a relationship. So this might have been the beginning. This might have been in the beginning. So this was the day that they introduced each other. So at our baby shower. So that's them, the mother and King Ade. And this is the mother. She's beautiful. They're both pretty. So it's not the reality is there's no comparison. They're both pretty. This is one of the things like human beings would be like, "Oh yeah, they're both beautiful black girls. They're both beautiful Nigerian girls. One's done terribly wrong." I would just say this: people might say, "Why didn't she get on the man?" She can get on the man. She can, but I personally don't agree with the narrative, anyways. Of woman doesn't owe you, but especially in this situation, she's owed by both. He was her guy, and she was she was her friend. They both did wrong. What you sow is what you reap. So I'm scared for her. Personally, I am scared for her. Okay, let us talk about something similar but different. So there was a little video in the UK that went viral, which I thought was quite interesting. And I thought, let me get my piece and talk about it.
Serious, but she knows that you're talking to him. She should just, do you know what I mean? Chill in the ranks, no?
Yeah. She
I guess that's a girl code thing that's different to like guys.
I don't believe in girl code.
Do you not?
Oh, why not?
It's just like, I'm not gonna not talk to someone because you spoke to them.
Really?
Yeah.
So what if like in the scenario that I just gave?
Obviously that's different because you're actively talking to them. I'm talking about like past situations.
Like an ex. Okay.
Like I would date my friend's ex.
Would you ask for permission?
It depends. It depends.
You date your friend's ex?
I've done it before.
Girl,
really? That's interesting.
And I've told a lot of my girls that I'll do it, so they know my standpoint on it. Yeah,
that's so interesting.
I don't believe in that. I think it's silly.
So as you can imagine, that went viral. Yeah, as you can imagine, that went viral. So I want to play you the response that she made, which I thought was quite interesting. Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. So I'm gonna play you her response.
Hey guys, so I'm just gonna make this one video to respond to all the comments. Like, I understand that it's quite a wild statement and a lot of people don't agree with it, and I'm absolutely fine with that, but I'm not a robot. I'm not going to follow what the masses think. I have my own opinions and I stand by them. That's first of all. Second of all, I'm in my 30s, right? So I'm more talking about exes that you dated when you were 17, 18. Like, I'm not being funny. If you dated somebody in college, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to not speak to that person because you dated them in college. Bearing in mind, I don't actually, even though I have dated a friend's ex before, that situation, like, she was okay with it. It wasn't like, do you know what I mean? It was okay. And me and that person ended up being together for a very long time. So, like, I think, like, obviously there's terms and conditions, like, that apply to this particular thing that I'm saying. I feel like when you get older, you don't really care about these kind of things. Like, obviously, I'm not going to date somebody that you dated yesterday. And it's not a thing where, like, whilst you're in the relationship, I'm like, wait until she's finished with that boy. I'm gonna deal with him. Like, and that's like, that's not what it is. It's just kind of like, I'm not going to shut it down straight away just because they're your ex. If I have a very close friend and then I happen to meet somebody that she dated and, you know, she's just like, I'm uncomfortable with it, me and my friends, we go together real bad. Like, I'm not going to date that man because she's uncomfortable with it. But I'm saying that I'm not, you know, a lot of people are like, no, straight away. That's not my stance. I'm not no straight away. I'm more like, I will think about it. Get it? Good. Obviously, like, I know that it's not something that a lot of people will necessarily agree with. And like I said, I'm okay with that. But most of you do it and just don't own up to it anyway. So have a good day.
I hate when people say most of you do it and don't own up. That who's most? Not most. Most people don't do that. Sorry, go on your own. I didn't see what she said as that controversial. I don't actually think what she's saying is bad. But let me break this down. So that was a clip of a series on BT International, directed by, I think, you know, basically it's black UK girls, predominantly obviously London, but black UK girls talking about their love experience as being a black woman. I think there's black guys that talk there as well. So it was a short clip taken, and I guess, you know, sometimes when you are speaking in an environment like that, you don't always give the full picture. So you say something that comes across quite wild, and it maybe still is, you know, but there's a lot more to it. So in a nutshell, this is what I get. She is basically saying that if she's got a group of friends and you dated somebody years ago and you're no longer together, like, it's all cool, it's wrapped up well, like, and somehow we connect, I would give him a try to date him. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, you dated my friend. It's like, well, no, you're another human being. This could work out. Maybe it weren't meant to be, and that was the right time for me. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think because using that premise, the black community is quite small, especially in London. And she sounded like she could be Nigerian or Ghanaian. She's definitely West African, right? And if a lot of her friends are Af and dating a lot of Af men, let me tell you, it's a small community, bruv. It's a small community. Everybody know everybody to know everybody. You know what I mean? We're all 1 or 2 or 3 degrees connected to each other. Do you see what I mean? So it's kind of difficult to a degree, not in all circles, but in some circles, to not date the same person. But also, what do you mean by dating? This is the bit that I didn't know what she meant. I think she did say in the video she dated her ex, her friend's ex, who dated the person when they were teenagers, essentially, and they're together a long time. I find that very. I don't see. This is where it's like, but I don't really class that as a. If you date somebody at 17, bruv, yeah, unless you dated the person until you're like in your 20s and that was like a high school sweetheart, you know, you shared a lot of life, then yeah, I'll probably say that is a bit off. But if you date someone when you were 17, those childish relationships, and then you're now grown and your friend meets them, then cool. But I do think it happens because it's a small community. I think it's difficult to act like it can't happen. Now, this is where the question people are wondering is, did they end well? Like, if 2 exes ended okay, then are you going out with the person because he's a good guy? Because the idea is, if you're going out with your friend's ex, it's because he's a decent guy. They just think they just were not meant to be. So you're like, okay, cool. It might be we're meant to be, right? That's the bit that I'm find fascinating, which she could have explained, but she didn't. She instead went to the. I don't know. See, this is where I feel like sometimes we lack intelligence in ourselves. I'm not going to say she's not intelligent. I'm just saying we lack, because. Okay, this is how I've said it. I said, the guys, look, the reality is, it's a very small community, particularly in that black African dating pool, right? If a friend dated somebody when they were 17, not big, not serious now, and they are good, they're in good terms, there's nothing happening there, and he's matured and he's a good guy, and I happen to meet him, and he demonstrates that he's now capable of being in a relationship, and my friend is like, why would I stop you? Because, bruv, that was like years ago. Like, it's not deep. He didn't do nothing to me, like, I'm not harboring anything, then yeah, that to me is a better thing to say, rather than like, yeah, I date my friend's ex, because it sounds like you date a guy who maybe she dates. It's like this situation. It's perfect. Like the situation I just talked about is like the betrayer, yeah, and the mother. That is too close to home. So I can't date somebody's ex if you were together for a long time, you shared life, I've been involved in your life, like, like the friend, right? I find that a bit weird personally. Now, I don't deny that it could be that you are actually meant to be, and I was the placeholder. But I do think there's so many millions of people in this world. You end up being with the one that I was with, and you was with me with them. We're not talking about I was in a relationship for a year or two, even for X period of time when I was really young, and we just fell out. We just fell out, like out of love, or fell out. We grew apart. We're older, wiser. I'm not interested in him, of course. It's like when you say ex, you mean ex-husband. Like, do you see what I'm trying to say? So it shows me to me that she's talking about immature relationships. And by all means, what's wrong with that? But then you're talking about situationship. You're saying that you would sleep with your friend's ex. Are you saying that if your friend was just sleeping around with a guy and then they just don't work out because there's a situationship, but then now he's really serious and then you meet, I think that's okay as well, because them two were just sexing. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, what is it you're talking about? When you say ex, most people are going to take it as your friend was in a significant relationship with a partner. They broke up for whatever reason. And then obviously not immediately, then you meet them and you get together, or you knew them while they were together and then time has gone past and then you connect. That's the bit that I find weird. I think it's different if, like, I've got friends that have exes that I never really spoke to. It just was never around. So it's different if I meet them and I say, wow, like, I swear you look familiar. Oh my God, you dated my friend. I naturally would be unattracted to that person anyway. It's like, it just couldn't run. And to be fair, none of my friends, and I don't think, like, don't find their guys attractive. So I wouldn't find their guy attractive at all. So it's just weird. Now, where I resonate with her is that if a guy moves to me, for example, and it just doesn't work out, I've given him to other, like, because it's not that deep, bruv. Like, we talked. It's not that deep. So I don't have an issue with that. I only have an issue, like, you liked me and then the next day you want to like my bedroom. I find that weird. But if a guy moves to me and I'm like, look, I'm married, but I've got good friends. Do you like anyone? Like, even 2 weeks ago, I was on the train and there was this nice, good-looking Ghanaian guy. I was like, this guy, we started talking. I was trying to find out if he's got, like, bruv, tell me he's talking to a girl. I was like, I was trying to hook him up with some friends, because it's like, do you know how hard it is, yeah? In this day and age, in the UK, in London specifically, yeah, to date. Do you know how hard it is to date, to find somebody who is serious, to find someone who's not going to play games, to find somebody who can be the mother of your children, the father of your children, your wife, your husband, to come into your family, for you to submit. Like, do you know how hard it is? It's hard. That's why many people are still single. So for me, it's natural and normal if a guy approaches me to be like, and I don't like the guy, or I'm in a relationship, so to see if he can be any other, because why would I waste this opportunity? Where I won't do is if a guy moves to me, like in a club or in an environment where he's seen some of my friends and he's moved to them and then wants to meet to me, I can't do that. It's weird because you feel like you're second. Why didn't you move to me first? Do you see what I mean? So yeah, there's weird rules that make it okay. If for whatever reason he moves to somebody outside I didn't see, then comes to me and then goes, rah, that's different. I didn't see who you spoke to before. If I see you work in the room and you want to come to me, one, are you trying to do chess? Are you trying to just get numbers? If you move to me and the friends that you see are not the same friends that I connect with you, I don't have an issue with. I've had exes that have well, let me not act like I've had exes. Yeah, one ex has liked another friend. I didn't have an issue with that. I don't care. So for me, yeah, no, 2 exes have done that, dated other, or tried to, or potential. I don't really care. Once you're an ex for a reason, and good luck with somebody else, right? But I know that majority, my close friends couldn't do that, because I think because it's weird. It's like, if I'm it's like anyone with my husband, right? We're not going to get divorced, right? But it would be weird for them if for whatever reason we're not together anymore, because you've seen us as a family unit. Now when people see me, they see my husband. It has to be a friend of a friend. That's different. But a close friend, same. I couldn't do it to somebody else. I couldn't do that. Like, I just find it very weird. I find it weird. But I say weird because it's a difficult. There's nuances to this. There is nuances. Are you a new friend or an old friend? Maybe I become a friend of a person. They meet me and my husband. Or let me not use me as an example. They meet a couple, then the couple breaks up, and then that one of the couples goes with the friend. Maybe that's different because the friend wasn't there for the germination and the growth of the relationship, right? So the friend isn't there. Sorry, for those that have joined, welcome. I am speaking about a viral video that happened where a girl basically said that she will date her friend's ex. So I'm trying to dissect it because I think that statement is controversial within itself. But when you break it down, for a lot of people, it makes a lot of sense. It's reasonable. But there's just different context. Is like, are you telling me that you dated an ex immediately after I broke up with him? Are you telling me you dated an ex that was terrible to me? Like, why would you then go out with an ex that weren't good for me? So why do you think they'd be good for you? You're talking about an ex of like 10 years ago. You're talking about an ex of like when we were children. Like, you know what I mean? Also, are you guys in the same circle? Because I'm presuming that you guys are in a circle. Because the thing is about the Black community, and especially like the African community, potentially even the Caribbean community, there are different kind of certain kind of cliques. What I mean is, I don't have a circle of friends that we all know each other. But if you have a circle of friends that all know each other, that means you're 1 or 2 degrees apart from everybody. So you might have a circle of friends, and one of your friends has like her boyfriend. He's got friends, right? And you guys all jam together, and your other friends. So you're always jamming together with friends of friends of friends of friends. So you're kind of in this kind of circle of different people that you kind of all know. You're not all close to each other, but you all know, right? So one breaks up with that person and date with that person. That happens. So this is the reason why I'm saying that she is right to say that at the end of the day, it happens a lot, because if you're in kind of somewhat of a circle of friends, you're going to cross-fertilize. When men and women come together, things happen. Like, it's just kind of what happens. But not all friendships are like that. Some friendships, like you've got 1, 2, or 3 friends that are all kind of disparate. They may know each other because of you, but they're not friends. So, yeah. What it does show you is a lack of immaturity in relationships, because this conversation could have been a very conducive and healthy conversation to talk about relationships and what happens. Because in all honesty, yeah, let's be very real. There's a lot of nonsense angels. Let me call them that. There's a lot of nonsense men, nonsense women, right? So personally speaking, to a degree, if you dated somebody 5 years ago who was a good guy, but you guys just didn't work out, but you've now moved on. I'm not talking about the good guy that you wish you were with, but you're a good guy that you said is a good guy, but you don't want to be with, right? What is wrong with your friend meeting this guy who's also a good guy and she's a good girl? I guess I think it's weird if the friend was with me in that relationship. That's what I'm saying. And that's where I find it somewhat disconcerting. I could not date a friend's ex if I was kind of in that relationship as well. Like, we were somewhat friends maybe, or even if we weren't friends, I knew you both together and we spent time together. I find that weird. It's different if you were, if it's like when we're children, like 17, 18, up below 21 ain't making no sense. Doesn't matter. I just think but who cares? Below 21, who's really caring? After 21, yeah, even that, maybe really after 25, but after 21, and I'm with you in your relationship, and then you guys break up, it will have to be a good 5 to 10 years for that to make sense for me. And I don't see you around. Then you pop up, and then somehow we click and connect. And it has to be a situation where we click and connect in a really neutral, organic way outside of a friend that we were, so that it feels like it's good. The Bible says, flee the appearance of evil. So I wouldn't date an ex if it might ever look like I was potentially with him at the same time as my friend was with him. Flee the appearance of evil. It was not worth it. You don't want question marks. It's like Israel Houghton and what do you call her? The lady on the reel. There was all types of question marks. They've had to come out and actually say that they were not together. They were friends. Because when the whole thing came out, it was a scandal that he cheated, which he did. He cheated on his wife. And then all of a sudden, very quickly, he was with Adrian. So even to this day, many people think that she was the other woman. So and you're never going to run away from that. You're never going to run away. Majority of her new fans obviously don't know that, may not even, they won't know, they won't care. But those that were in the gospel scene at the time will have that view of her. And if they don't have that view of her, we'll still look at it a bit sketchy, because I'm sorry, people lie. So maybe she wasn't the other woman that you cheated sexually with, but maybe she was still the other woman that you were emotionally in your head thinking I could be with potentially. So at the end of the day, that is why people find it odd when you break up with me on a Monday and then by Friday you're dating somebody. People start going, okay, what was going on? How does that occur? How does that happen? Because normally it's a break. Normally it's a time of reflection. Unless that's the rebound, were you guys chatting beforehand? So this is the reason why, in all honesty, let's be very honest with yourselves. We have to avoid the appearance of evil. So as that woman says, it does happen. She's talking about she dated somebody when they were, she dated her friend's ex when they break up in 17. Oh, come on then. Like, come on. What was that at that age? But I get your point. And the reality is, you got to understand that some of these clips have to go viral. You're aware if you say things, it's going to go viral. It's going to do a little bit of a number. So who knows if she just was a bit more provocative? Because when she spoke about it, I don't think it overly helped, because I don't think she articulated herself her best. But I think I got it, because I think when you are an adult, and I want all my friends to be in a good relationship. Okay, even for example, one of my friends, not dated, I didn't date this guy, but this guy liked me years ago. And then she was speaking to him. I didn't have an issue. I just said that, I think I just explained why I just wasn't feeling him. But she really got on with him. Then nothing happened. Nothing went far. But I didn't feel a certain way. I just said, oh my God, I spoke to this guy before. I think this is the guy I spoke to. I just didn't like him. He was really lovely though, but I just didn't like him. Why would I have an issue? I'd be like, girl, like, how can you speak to him? Like, bro, it's not that deep, bro. If it didn't work out for me, if I did not do madness and we didn't do madness together, like, please, by all means. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's important to understand that, I cannot close off love from my exes or my friends. And if they happen to find love with each other, then fair enough. I think it's when it becomes messy, when there's a question of, have you been liking each other before that? Like, that is why self-control is important. That's the reason why a lot of people, that's why this conversation is messy. Because if people just did, I break up with somebody, crap, I mean, I like my friend's ex now. Can you not hold yourself for another year? I know it's hard, but can you not say, you know what? Let's not be together. If we're meant to be, we will be. But let's be separate for a couple of years, so it doesn't look like this occurs. What we do is, I don't care, we love each other. And then when you get the hate, you start going, well, you start arguing, you start saying all manner of things. But no, you could have self-control. If love is truly, if love is truly there, and love says that love has self-control, love covers all wrongs, if you love your friend, but you now love the ex, right? Genuinely, there was nothing happening before that, but you guys happen to just come together after. You know what happens? Sometimes you're friends with two people, you're friends with two couples, and they break up. And it wasn't really a bad breakup. It wasn't like a messy breakup. They break up, and you'll console both of them. Those are times when what happens is that the friend ends up being with the guy. But I like it when I see men and women say, you know what? We actually like each other, but let us separate, because this is going to become messy. It's going to look suspect. If we're meant to be, we'll come back together in a number of years, in a year, in 6 months, when my ex and your friend has healed, and maybe she'll even be okay with us being together, right? We don't need her permission because she's the ex, but what we don't want to do is to make it seem that do you know what I mean? It looks off. It will hurt her, and it will hurt us, and it will make us start in a funky relationship, and family and friends will see us a certain way. That is love. Love is not going, no, let's just do this. Let's just ride or die. Let's not care what people think. No, you should care what people think, because those are the same people that are going to be there for you when you're going through it. Yeah, I hope I've made my point clear. I think that we have to acknowledge the fact that we live in a small community. It's very much different if she's talking about like dating anybody. She's most likely talking about black men, even likely to be African men, probably even Nigerian men. It's a small circle. I'm going to leave this story. I'm going to give you a little bit of tea. So when I was doing my dating, before I met my husband, there are these kind of like networking / dating events. Yeah, the girls, we knew what time it was. Yeah, we knew this was find husband. 2 point. This was find husband. Okay, we were on a mission, like James Bond, to find husband. But it was like the guys of networking. I always felt sorry for the genuine men that came in with their business cards and nobody was feeling it. This was like professional dating, right? But not with the singles, because a lot of men would not come to that. But if it is a networking environment, but we all know the subliminal text is dating, yeah? People are more akin to that. So there was one time that for whatever reason, there was 8 guys that have either moved to me or dated. So when I say date, don't mean sexual. It could be gone on a couple of dates. We've spoken on a phone and all that different environments. And again, majority of people are Nigerian. And there was a point in time that they nearly all spoke because there was 1 or 2 connectors between them. And it was uncomfortable because it meant that, can I get anyone else's number? Like there was nobody. Basically, it felt like I couldn't find anybody else. So that was one. So there's no potential for me there. I don't think I came out with meeting anyone because it was just really uncomfortable. 2, it was highly uncomfortable seeing 8 guys that at one point in time moved to you in a romantic level, or you even went out on a date with, and then they're all talking to each other. Now, I was not the epicenter of the conversation because it was not significant. It's different if I dated significantly them, right? But the irony, the serendipity of the fact that, that's what I'm saying, the Nigerian community is small, especially for dating certain type of guys, right? The irony that all these professional guys in different professions, right, of a certain age, I dated older guys, so I was 25, 20, no, I was probably 26, 20, yeah. I was 26, whatever, maybe 20, I don't even know. I was 20 in my mid-20s, and they were all I think all of them were in their 30s and above, right? Nigerian guys. I think majority of them, if I can even remember them, were all raised in Nigeria but we've been here for a long time. I don't think any of them were British-born Nigerians. We're all there. They're all there, just there. Even one of them tried to say, "Oh, you know what happened?" I just said, "Bruv, you didn't call me, bruv." Like, I don't understand. Whatever. So, I mean, I never forget that because that is the reason why. Not the reason why, but that is a reason why you should just be nice to men. Don't be rude when they reject you because it's a small world, right? Especially if you're dating in a certain pool. I'm nice anyways, unless you really, really aggravate me. But I recognize quite quickly it's a small world. Let's say I was I just did madness with them, whatever, and they all saw me and they all talked. Best believed I would have been the topic at hand. And then who knows if that would have affected my chances. Other guys, like I said, I may not. I can't remember that day if I met people that day. I just know I was sitting here slightly uncomfortable because I was like, how I got ready for no reason. I got dressed up for no reason, bruv. This is just the day that I'm seeing all my past links in the same event, bruv. But I got some good free food and drinks by everyone. I'm like, oh, hey, okay, yeah. Hey. I was like, if I can't work the room and meet somebody else, let me work the room, those that I know, and get drinks and food, all this stuff, different stuff. But the point I'm making is that I ate. I'm not talking about 2, 3, 4, 8 men that I have met at different events. Not only were they not there at the event, they were talking to each other. So let me tell you that it is a small circle, okay? So it is more than easy in that circle. If I had other friends and one of them moved to that, I wouldn't be irritated because it's a small circle. They were all decent guys. We just didn't click or connect. So why am I going to sit here and I wouldn't call that an X, yeah, but I would say it was a link. So I want to just give that to just demonstrate that it's a very small circle. She could be talking about a circle of people. And look, people don't move out of their circle. Let me be very real. A lot of people don't move out of their circle. That's why some people will say girls are all like this and girls are all like that. And it's like, where did you get all of these ideas from? It's because that is their circle. Unfortunately, they've got a very interesting circle of madness. I've got a good circle of integral, sincere, loving, amazing women who don't betray their own bedrooms. They don't gossip about their own bedrooms. So I feel secure that I'm never going to be like betrayed or anything because I don't have those type of friends. I don't attract those, and if I do, I cut it off because I can't be with friends that I can't trust. You can't chat to me about a bedroom that use a madness and then we be key. I'll be like, okay, I'll key low key. Like, let me give you one example. Lastly, I had a friend, still know her, but one time she lied, right? She lied to a friend, her really close friend. So it actually put me off. I stopped talking to her for a while because I just thought, right, if you can lie to your bestie, yeah, I've done like. I just see that was just me. I just felt like, bruv, you can lie to your bestie, bruv. Who am I? I ain't even your bestie, bruv. I'm just a good friend. I felt it was a bit dodgy. So that's just to give you an example of where I am. And I think a lot of people operate that way. Like if a friend is chatting about a good friend, I would be looking at you like, bro, I bet you chat about me though. So friendships, keep your enemies closer. No, keep your enemies close, but your friends closer. See you in the next video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.